We usually think of our blood type as just a piece of medical data, right? Something you need to know for a hospital visit. But it is so much more than that. It's basically a living history book, a story of survival, migration, and evolution written right into our biology. And this story, it starts tens of thousands of years ago.
So what about you? What story does your blood tell? Well, today, we are going to decode the evolutionary secrets of each and every blood type. We'll uncover the hidden advantages and the ancient trade-offs that have shaped all of humanity for millennia.
And to do that, we have to start at the very beginning, with the original human blood type. So let's meet our first archetype, the survivor, type O.
Right off the bat, you can see type O is the single most common blood type on the entire planet. We're talking about it flowing through the veins of nearly half the world's population. Now, a number of that huge is no accident. It tells you this blood type has a deep, ancient, and very successful legacy. And that legacy is, well, it's primal. Type O is believed to be the bloodline of our earliest hunter-gatherer ancestors. Just imagine a world teeming with invisible threats, way before modern medicine. In that world, their blood itself was their first and most critical line of defense.
And this is where you see evolution's incredible balancing act. The absolute jackpot for type O was a powerful resistance to the deadliest forms of malaria, a massive, life-saving advantage in many parts of the ancient world. But there's always a trade-off, isn't there? That same biology left them more open to other nasty stuff like cholera and norovirus, and even made them more likely to get ulcers.
Now, fast forward to today, and this ancient bloodline has a modern superpower. Okay, think of antigens as little flags on the surface of your blood cells that basically shout, "Hey, I belong here." Because O-negative blood doesn't have any of the major flags, it can be transfused into anyone without their body freaking out. In an emergency room, it is the universal donor, the silent protector that saves countless lives when there's no time to spare.
All right, our story is moving on. As humans stopped roaming and started building communities, a brand new adaptation popped up in our blood. This is the story of the settler, type A.
Type A is the second most common blood type you'll find around the world, in about 3 out of every 10 people. Its arrival really marks a major turning point in our shared history.
See, type A didn't evolve out on the open plains. It evolved in villages. As we shifted to farming and started living packed together in close quarters, we faced a totally new kind of threat, diseases that could just rip through these first crowded communities like wildfire.
So type A's big adaptation was a beefed-up immune response against some of the new bacterial infections that were thriving in settled life. There's even evidence it offered better resistance to smallpox. But once again, evolution demands a price. This protection seems to have come with a higher risk of blood clots, certain heart conditions, and, ironically, a renewed vulnerability to malaria.
And now our story shifts again. We're moving from those settled farms out to the vast, open steppes of Eurasia. A different kind of human thrived out here, and that gave rise to our next character, the nomad, type B.
Type B is way less common globally, carried by only about 1 in 10 people. But what's really fascinating is where you find it. It's not just random. There's this high concentration in parts of Asia and the Middle East, which tells a story of ancient migrations and totally unique environmental pressures.
Yep, type B is the blood of travelers. It's linked to nomadic populations who are always on the move, constantly adapting to different climates and new food sources. It also shows a really strong connection to diets that are high in dairy, which makes perfect sense for herding communities who relied on their livestock to survive.
This incredible adaptability gave type B an edge, including a handy resistance to certain strains of E. coli. But that highly flexible immune system can be a bit of a double-edged sword. It might lead to a higher risk of certain autoimmune disorders, where the body's own defenses get confused and start turning on themselves.
And finally, we get to the most modern chapter in our blood's long story. This one isn't some ancient relic. It's a recent innovation. It's time to meet the newcomer, type AB.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It puts everything into perspective. While type O is tens of thousands of years old, type AB didn't even exist until maybe 1 to 2,000 years ago. It's brand new. It's the product of type A and type B populations finally meeting and mixing, a true newcomer on the evolutionary stage. So remember those little flags on the blood cells? Well, type AB has both the A and the B flags. And what that means is its immune system recognizes both of them as self, so it won't attack blood from any other type. This makes them the universal recipient. They can safely receive red blood cells from any donor out there. But even within this already rare group, there's an even rarer one,
AB negative is the rarest of all 8 main blood types. We're talking less than 0.5% of the entire global population. It is a true genetic outlier.
And here it is, the final, coolest twist. If the antigens are the flags, think of antibodies in your plasma as the soldiers that attack foreign flags. Because type AB accepts all the flags, its plasma has no anti-A or anti-B soldiers. And this makes their plasma universally safe for all patients. So get this, the rarest blood type provides the most universal plasma. How cool is that?
So, from the ancient hunter to the modern city dweller, our blood tells this incredible, continuous story of adaptation and survival. It's a legacy that is still evolving, right now, inside of us.
So what does this all really mean? It means there is no best or superior blood type. Not at all. Each one, O, A, B, and AB, is just a different but equally successful evolutionary strategy. Your blood type is a living, breathing link to the challenges that your ancestors faced and, amazingly, overcame.
Your blood type is like a fingerprint of history, a detailed story of where we've all been. But as our world, our diets, and the diseases we face continue to change, you have to wonder, what new chapter is being written in our veins right now? What on earth will our blood say about our future?